Adi, I keep hearing about this guy Heshen. Was he really as corrupt as people say? And how did all that corruption actually affect China back then?
Oh, Heshen was legendary for his corruption. Imagine someone so powerful and rich, he had 3,000-room mansions, 24 solid gold beds, and even married the emperor's favorite daughter. But here's the wild part. His greed didn't just make him rich. It helped push China toward disaster.
Wait, so one corrupt official could really mess up a whole country?
Not just one, but Heshen was the poster child. He was so close to Emperor Qianlong that he got away with everything: bribery, embezzlement, extortion. He even stole money meant to fight a massive rebellion. The elite thrived while regular people struggled with poverty and chaos. Sound familiar?
Honestly, yeah. It's like when you hear about modern politicians or CEOs hoarding wealth while everyone else is scraping by.
Exactly. And back then, the gap between rich and poor was getting worse. There's this famous scholar, Gong Zizhen, who wrote about how the rich competed in luxury while the poor were squeezed to death. He said all that inequality was like a dark vapor filling the air. Pretty ominous, right?
That's intense. So what happened after Qianlong died? Did things get better?
Not really. Heshen's luck finally ran out. He was forced to hang himself with a silk sash, but the damage was done. Corruption had weakened the government, and that made China vulnerable to outside threats, which brings us to the British and the opium trade.
Oh, here we go, the Opium Wars, right? But why did the British get involved in the first place?
The British were obsessed with Chinese tea, silk, and porcelain, but China didn't want British goods. So, the British East India Company started selling opium, grown in India, to China. At first, it was small scale, but by the late 1700s, it exploded. Thousands of chests of opium flooding in every year.
But wasn't opium illegal in China? In China!
It was, but corruption made it easy to smuggle. Officials took bribes, and addiction spread fast. The government kept debating, should they legalize opium to control it or ban it completely? Eventually, Emperor Daoguang decided to crack down hard.
So, how did they actually try to stop it?
In 1839, the emperor sent Lin Zexu, a tough official, to Guangzhou, the heart of the opium trade. Lin arrested thousands of addicts, seized nearly 23,000 kilos of opium, and demanded that foreign traders hand over their stock. When they finally did, Lin destroyed over 1 million kilos of opium by mixing it with water, salt, and lime, then flushing it out to sea.
Whoa, that's a huge move. Did the British just let that happen?
Not at all. The British were furious. They sent warships, blockaded ports, and attacked Chinese defenses. That kicked off the First Opium War. China, weakened by years of corruption and internal problems, couldn't hold out. In 1842, they had to sign the Treaty of Nanjing, giving the British access to key ports and even handing over Hong Kong.
That's wild. So, all that corruption and inequality basically set China up for foreign exploitation?
Exactly. When a government is rotten from the inside, it can't defend itself from outside threats. And the British took full advantage, using both military power and economic leverage.
It's kind of like how today, countries with weak institutions or lots of corruption are more vulnerable to outside influence, whether it's foreign companies, governments, or even cyber attacks.
Great. And the debate over addiction, trade, and government responsibility still going on. Think about how we talk about the opioid crisis today, or how countries argue over trade imbalances and foreign interference.
So, the story of Heshen and the Opium Wars isn't just old news. It's basically a warning about what happens when corruption and inequality go unchecked.
Absolutely. It shows how internal problems can open the door to even bigger external ones. And it's a reminder that debates about trade, addiction, and government power aren't new. They just take different forms now.
It's kind of sobering. Like, if we don't deal with corruption and inequality, history shows things can spiral out of control, sometimes with consequences that last for centuries.
That's the lesson. The past doesn't repeat exactly, but the patterns are there. Understanding stories like this helps us see the warning signs in our own world, and maybe, just maybe, do better this time.
That's it for today's episode on Fun Learn Talks, where stories from business, technology, and history keep your curiosity alive. If you enjoyed the journey, make sure to follow, rate, or share it with a fellow curious mind. And hey, we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment or connect with us online. I'm Anu, and I'll catch you next time, right here on Fun Learn Talks. Until then, keep learning, keep wondering.